Another year being past the halfway point and having no clue which direction this team's gonna go. But one thing's for certain, your boy's back with another 5 of them things, and there's plenty to discuss. So let's go ahead and get that done. Number one is completely unrelated to ball whatsoever, but I feel like I gotta put this out there. We're gonna call this one Get Your DIEON, because some of you are in fact flirting with death. I mean, like self-deletion. If you're still out there a week after Thanksgiving still eating leftovers, there's no way that turkey has any moisture whatsoever remaining, if there was any to begin with, and the stuffing's got to be rock hard by now. I understand not wanting to waste the food. I'm almost 40 years old at this point, and the realization I came to is that I can't down as much grub on Thanksgiving as I used to. I had one plate of food on Thanksgiving Day, another one the following. Now I had a crap ton of sweets because that's my thing, but after a couple days, it all got old. Just take it from your boy, man. Don't be so proud. Don't be pissed that enough people didn't take home doggy bags. It's okay. Make less next year. Just try not to go out over week-old cranberry sauce. It's not a good look. All right, let's get this back on track with number 2. The Trinity. That would be the Herbert, the Eckler, and the Holy Derwin. Amen. You can go on ahead and toss Keenan in there as an honorable mention, but since he's only played one full game this season, we'll see how things go over the course of the next 6, but that's my guy. As long as he can stay on the field, he can be added into that equation. It's just really unfortunate that the Chargers are in a position to have to lean on these guys so heavily, because it doesn't afford you much margin for error with any of them. Eckler has a bad game. That is a huge chunk of your offense, because you could argue that he's kind of the engine. Of course, Herbert is the catalyst to make pretty much the majority of the pass game go. I mean, he's a quarterback, but you do realize how much of the offense Eckler accounts for, right? So Eck has an off day. That means somehow Herbert has to put on the cape and be Superman, and Derwin has to make freakish defensive plays like he did last week. And if anybody's off, then it kind of makes things that much more difficult. So moving on through the remainder of the season, let's hope that these guys can keep it strapped up and healthy and be effective, because ain't much else to lean on, and things could get really ugly in a hurry if all doesn't continue to go well with all 3 of them. Yikes. Moving on to number 3, True Lies. I think in another life, Brandon Staley was like an attorney. This dude is really, really good at framing arguments, pushing whatever narrative is necessary for the time being, because have y'all heard him talk about run defense lately? Stark contrast in the bill of goods we were sold over the offseason, because almost the entire focus was building up the defensive front. Look at who was signed. Look at who they got to play the edge. That was literally what every other conversation was about. But now the tenor of the entire talk has changed. And man, it's almost insulting. But he does it so well that if you just like him, you'll probably overlook the fact that the story's completely flipped. We understand that there have been a ton of injuries to the defensive front. A lot of what you expected to be around isn't anymore. But man, you don't have to lie to our faces like this. I don't really know what else to say about it, except, man, the dude's got a career in something post-football if he wants it. Because, ooh-wee, I've never seen someone spin something so well to the point to where it almost makes you forget. Or you get to the point to where it's like, oh, yeah, I see where he's coming from. Well, yeah, it would make perfect sense if we weren't told the polar opposite just a few months ago. But good on you, man. You got this down. I'm actually kind of jealous about it. Yeah. Number 4. Open invitation. Raiders coming to town this week. We know what that means. There's going to be some ground and pound going on, and it doesn't matter if Josh Jacobs plays or not. Sorry to tell you. I think he's going to go anyway, but a lot of folks out there are feeling pretty good about the chances of him not playing. My question to you is, would it really matter? We know who the Chargers defense is right now. They make anyone's running game famous. Just be next man up. Aren't y'all tired? Or, I'm sorry, accustomed to the fact that pretty much every week a team strolls in the SoFi or they go on the road and that team ends up having suddenly either a rusher who has his best game of the season or an overall run game that amasses the most yards that they have to that point in the year. It's not a coincidence. So don't take any solace in Jacobs not playing. I mean, if anything, just have a lesser back go off on you, and that's even more embarrassing. So I'm just saying, don't get too ahead of yourself on that one. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer about it, but y'all know I'm a realist. It doesn't matter who they have toting the rock. 9 times out of 10, probably going to be a career day or the best rushing output for the team of the season. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and finish this thing off with number 5, calling it my antisocial nightmare. By now, we have all heard about the Chargers Dolphins Week 14 game being flexed to Sunday Night Football, and yay! Couldn't have picked a better year for this. Super ideal. Huge game nonetheless. We know why. Outside of the obvious playoff implications, hopefully the Chargers have reeled off a couple wins by that point, but it's going to be the Herbert versus Tua Bowl. And between just the two fan bases and the back and forth about it, I'm going to tell you why this is a big deal for me. You guys may already know and understand why it is. There's a certain TV personality who had a less than stellar NFL career who seems to have a hard-on for bagging on Justin Herbert every opportunity he gets. Almost feels like that Skip Bayless LeBron thing. Dude's clearly a heel, and yeah, here's what it is. Emmanuel Acho is what you guys call him. I like to refer to him as Bargain Bin Terry Crews. And if you go take a gander at him, you'll see exactly what I mean. How about I help you out here, give you a visual? Can't unsee that now, right? I know. But boy, it'd be really awesome to have Herbert just destroy the Dolphins and severely outplay Tua. And I don't dislike Tua. Hell, we all wanted him. But man, nothing would make me happier than to see this man have to go on national TV and eat crow. And he probably won't anyway. 9 times out of 10, if Herbert goes nuclear and Tua has only like a so-so game, Chargers win, he's going to come up with any and every excuse in the book to continue to push the narrative that he believes Tua is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert. We all understand why that's not necessarily the truth, but Tua is having a better year. Circumstances are different, but I don't think context matters to this idiot. He's about getting his views, clicks. He's doing a great job, and honestly, I don't care. I just want to troll him. That's what I'm looking forward to. So Chargers, do your job. Herbert, hope you save the game of your life for week 14 and just completely go off on a national stage, because I'm going to be at that man's neck daily for at least a month and a half. He may block me. He may report me. I don't care. I'm going to back up my boy because we know the truth about it. We know who the guy is. Tua is still a very good player in his own right, but play for play, throw for throw, from an athletic standpoint, processing, whole nine. We know who the better quarterback is. Come on. So if you guys feel so inclined, after the Chargers hopefully pull off that week 14 dub and Justin just balls out completely, hop on Twitter with me and give him a hard time. He's earned it. I got a couple weeks to look forward to that. But until then, man, it's been your boy. I appreciate you. You already know what it is. And I will be back, win or lose, regardless, next time around with another 5 of them things, hot and spicy, at your headpiece. See you then. I'm out. Gone.